Hello everyone, Funkish with you. And this is the second video in English about the characteristics of weapons. This time we will talk about the rate of fire. Unfortunately, I did not see any information from the datamines about the characteristics of the weapons in PUBG Mobile, but we can refer to the official information and see the characteristics in Armory. Unfortunately, if you don't know how the developers have encrypted the characteristics here, then you will not be able to use it normally. Here the rate of fire is a complex quantity that includes magazine capacity, reload time and time per shot. So here we can compare weapons with the same reload and magazine capacity, such as Karel and M4. We can also go to the Bushka's website, because only here are the numbers that we can trust before the first check. Here the Karel and M4 have the same rate of fire. Further time per shot I will call rate of fire. So who is wrong? Developers or Bushka? Well, now friends, I will show how I measure the rate of fire myself. On the timeline I set the stopwatch in synchronization with the cartridge counter and fix the time when 0 in the cartridge counter lights up. Why is it important, I tell you later. In tests I use an enlarged ammo magazine. To calculate the rate of fire, I divide the time by the number of shots. During the test I shoot from the same place at the same target several times to eliminate the error. For comparison I chose two 5.56 assault rifles. It's Karel and M4. So this is a single video recording without montage, only installed synchronously stopwatch. Let's start with M4. So, this is very similar to Bushka's results. Here Karel is inferior to M4 in rate of fire. Let's repeat the measurement. And now 4.44. Repeat again for sure.
Right out. Hey, what happened?
So 1.2 developers. Now I am changing the conditions and will shoot at the sky. 4.04. What do you think about these numbers? Now the M4 shows the result 4.01. Now Karel is faster and M4 is slower, and they show similar results, like on Bushka's website. The most attentive viewer could notice that in the second test the frame rate was higher. Now I am measuring the rate of fire the M4 with an average frame rate of 57. It seems that the point is not in the frame rate, but in the scene where you don't need to calculate the place where the bullet hit and more. So now I will limit the frame rate to 25. .79 seconds. With this frame rate, the rate of fire has changed a lot. By the way, I don't consider the animation of the number of rounds reliable. Therefore, I focus only on the highlighted 0 in the cartridge counter, and also consider the time to kill only mathematically through the rate of fire. The Scarel also wasn't rate of fire. Such results show that the frame rate also affects the rate of fire. And what results we will get if the frame rate is critically small? Now Scarel have 4.04 seconds. .27 seconds. We'll talk about this deviation later. This time 4.01 seconds. And the M4 shows very close results. I made for you a graph of the rate of fire versus frame rate. When the frame rate is high enough, the rate of fire changes slightly. After a certain frame rate threshold, the rate of fire changes rapidly. And the next frame rate threshold makes the rate of fire such as they were in a scene without 3D objects with a sufficient frame rate. I intentionally don't specify frame rate thresholds. And also I don't specify which weapon and how much the rate of fire changes at a low frame rate. And no one will abuse it. I usually test all weapons under the same conditions at a frame rate of about 55 in one game session. In the elevations of the game there was another factor affecting the rate of fire. This is the multiplicity of the sight. This was fixed in the Sanuk map update, and I still have such a rate of fire table. With that update, device performance requirements increased significantly. This is how developers fix bugs. And now back to test 4, where there were deviations in the results. There is an opinion that the rate of fire cannot change due to the fact that all data is processed on some remote server. I believe that such freezes that affect the rate of fire can appear only on the side of our device. I think I told everything I wanted. Thanks for watching. Bye everyone.